And on Wall Street, they're going to make out all right. Don't worry about it. They'll be all right.
Wholesale tax reform is really hard. It's very difficult. My organization has been around since 1969, and yes, we have some great tax cut plans and wins under our belts, but have we completely replaced the tax code? No. Now, these Wall Street companies are looking at the situation. They realize they're paying too much in taxes. It's hurting investment and it's hurting growth. So if they can't completely overhaul the tax code, what's their next best option? It's to look for small adjustments. And so that's what we've seen so far. So before we excoriate all these corporations for pursuing, I would say, rational tax plans, we need to keep in mind that unless we elect folks who are interested in wholesale tax reform, we have to settle for second best.
We're going to wrap this up with a real quick one, hopefully that is one that we will probably see on the campaign trail in the presidential election at least, and let each of you comment and we'll close it out. But make it brief. Is it wise to cut taxes while we're at war with government spending on the rise due to that foreign policy and an increase in domestic spending and entitlements? So we'll just pass it straight down.
Yes, it's always wise to cut taxes, especially when economic times are uncertain. I'm sure many people here believe this, as do we, and it's been proven with the numbers that when you cut taxes, revenue that comes in actually goes up as economic activity is stimulated. So there would be absolutely nothing wrong, being in a war or not, to go ahead and cut taxes, make us more economically competitive, bring our corporate tax rate down to that in line with the European average, make us competitive because they're beating us in competitive terms right now. But yes, there's nothing wrong with doing so right now.
Well, I could just simply say ditto, but basically, yes, JFK cut taxes, revenues went up, and of course, under the Reagan administration, revenues went up with the tax cuts, and we saw the same thing under the Bush administration, and even into the Clinton administration, when capital gains taxes were cut, we saw revenues go up. So there's no question about it. It will increase revenues significantly, and there's no harm in doing it. Basically, the current climate is such that it would be foolish to do otherwise.
You briefly.
Yes.
Budgeting is about priorities, and I would argue it's a better priority for America to cut taxes and encourage growth than spend money on teapot museums, sorry, North Carolina, or prison museums, or $1 million swimming pools in California.
I think I agree. I mean, obviously, you kind of stole my thunder talking about capital gains taxes, but I think what's also important to remember is that even if the Bush tax cuts were allowed to stay, taxes will still increase. And people don't keep that in mind. So just please remember that.
With that, I'd like to thank everyone, especially the young Republicans, for hosting this tonight. Give them a round, please. Merrick, and just a personal anecdote, I've been a part of the JCs until I recently aged out, and about 10 years ago, there were about 15,000 JCs. That's between the ages of 21 and 40 in this state, and now there are less than 2,000. That's what's happening to our young people today, so the fact that the YRs are active and involved is something that should be strongly encouraged, and please help them out in any way, because getting young people to care about anything nowadays other than their iPod is very difficult. I also would like to thank FreedomWorks, Americans for Prosperity, and Civitas, the other organizations, for participating. Please pick up some of their literature, and at this time I will turn it back over to... Okay, well, Chris. Thanks.
Again, I want to thank our panel of guests for taking the time to either travel and come down and stay the night, or take the time out to spend with us this evening, obviously giving us some valuable information. Real quick, we'll go through a couple of announcements and then recognize our elected officials that either were here but had to leave to attend other events, and then we'll get you home. But first, for the announcements, Jonathan Mandy has a few. He'll go through.
Absolutely. I just want to reiterate what Chad said. Now is the time that the youth activist movement in the Republican Party needs to happen. I want everybody to turn around and look on the wall when it says, "This is my party." This is our party, and this is our time for us to make a movement just like the other side is doing. And something that is very exciting, and everybody should go pick up to support us. This month's issue of Esquire magazine on page 206 actually covered our leadership conference that Kim and I attended, and Kim and I actually have a picture in this, and it's a great article about the young Republican movement. So everybody, please get excited. I get excited when you all come and support us like this. So please just keep coming, tell us, give us feedback, and if you're candidates, come to us. We're ready to work, ready to get the ground hard, and we're ready to make a difference in the society. A few more issues. Americans for Prosperity, please check out back there. We have the Defending the American Dream Summit that they are putting on October 10th and 11th. North Carolina is taking a bus to it. It's $99 to go, the bus ride. Pays for your hotel room, your registration fee, and 4 meals. It's October 10th and 11th. I'll be happy to talk to you about that, and so will Jonathan Martin. A couple other things. Back in the back, my right-hand corner, your left, Gabe Dillander and Michael Moore, wave guys. They have some great publications. Civitas puts out the Blueprint for North Carolina, talks about some good tax issues. Also, their current summer issue of the Conservative Citizen, please pick it up. Also, the Locke Foundation has this great freedom budget. It's about last year, 2007, but it's about from Joe Coletti. Great piece of work talking about tax reform, tax issues. But this event couldn't have happened without your all's participation, but definitely of our panel. So I definitely want to give our moderator panel a big round of applause. We have a little thank you gift from them. Let's see, 3 people came down to visit, so I got you some nice North Carolina wine to say thank you. Enjoy it on us, think about us, and if you ever want to come back down to North Carolina, we'll host you well again.
It's paid for with incentive money.
Again, thank you all for coming out. Brandon has some few more big important issues or events that we're hosting, and he's going to cover it right now.
Last announcement we have is next Thursday on August 21st at 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. at the West at North Condominium Sales Center downtown. We're hosting our 2nd annual Low Country Boil. It's our big event. Exactly. It's our big event. Please come out and support us, and that's the time for us to relax and really get ready for the election season. Tickets are $15 for single, $25 for couples in advance. We have a bluegrass band, obviously great food, beverages, adult or otherwise, whatever your choice is. Again, but please come out and support us. Next, I want to go through just real quick, talk about or mention the candidates and elected officials that were here. If you're here, please just stand up real quick so we can see who you are. Paul Terrell, candidate for State House 33. Neil Hunt, gone. Dwayne Cullup, I think, had to leave as well, candidate for North Carolina House 39. Dan Manzel was here, candidate for U.S. House District number 2. John Miller, candidate for Wake County District Court Judge. Marilyn Avila was here also. Does she have to go? North Carolina House 40. And obviously Hugh Webster, who none of us will forget. This is how we make a difference in our taxes. A lot of people think the Wake County Young Republicans are just a group of young kids that go out and have a few beers and have a good time, but I beg to differ. I'm proud of this group. Our executive director, Jonathan Bandy, Rebecca Payton, our secretary, Dana Mazur, our vice chair. I'm Brandon Lambert, the chairman of the organization, Phil Fry, our treasurer, the worst job of all 5 of them. In our organization, we have a record membership the year of 67 paid members. It's higher than it's ever been by a long shot. We get out there, we care about things, we put these events on. Taxes do nothing but kill the American spirit, kill American ingenuity, and the prime example of how that will never be beat is last night in the Olympics, if you watched it, the men's 4x100 relay, freestyle. Heavy underdogs to the French. They actually came out and actually sort of challenged the Americans, said they were going to smash them. But the American spirit, American ingenuity, American know-how and determination came out and won the gold last night under heavy obstacles and overcame those odds. That's how we need to overcome this election. Elect our officials. Let's lower our taxes. Thank you very much for coming out. Be safe going home.
Brandon, you did a great job.
You did as well. Thank you very much.
really did.
We appreciate your time.
Oh, no, you guys.